Hey, you all, welcome back to the Chessboard Ape channel. Your stupid ape over here is trying to learn how to pick a good defense. I've been able to play pretty successfully with the bots. I just beat a 2000 rated bot today with no help, so I got the 3 crowns. My defense sucks, though. I don't have one. I keep saying I'm going to learn the Caro-Kann, but I don't. I'm going to go to chess.com. I'm not certain how valuable this will be to any viewers, but I know for me, if I make a video, I tend to pay more attention. So let's get into it and see what we get.
When white opens the game with the king pawn, if black is looking for a solid, challenging defense, a good reply is c6, turning the game into the Caro-Kann, an opening which has been employed by several world champions and their Grandmaster colleagues. This move prepares to confront white's.
I even think they said that Yasser Serwin, one of the videos I made about him on Chess Basics, he was with all the kids in the classroom and he was showing them on the board, how the pieces move and all that kind of stuff. I think that somebody said, I think it was Ben Feingold, Grandmaster Feingold, that said that Yasser plays the Caro-Kann.
Central pawn with d5. Opening the game with c6 does not significantly help black's development, so white may focus on rapid development and try to build an initiative against black's solid setup. Since black is not directly challenging white's center for the moment, a sensible response is to grab more space in the center with d4. When black is ready to fight against white's center with d5, grabbing space in the center while challenging white's e4 pawn. White has a variety of choices, but we'll begin our exploration of the Caro-Kann with one of white's most challenging, as well as natural responses, e5. White grabs space, clamping down on the f6 and d6 squares, restricting black's kingside knight and bishop.
I don't like this because this is one of the problems I have with the Caro-Kann. It makes me feel like I'm really stuck in here, right? It makes me feel like I'm going to have to choose my e7 pawn and move it up, and then I block in my c8 bishop. So it does feel pretty cramped to me. I can't get my knight out on f6. You know what I mean? It's just kind of bad. It just seems a little tight.
Bishop from using these natural squares for development. An ambitious option to explore is c5, spending a second tempo on the c-pawn in order to attack
I've seen
the
Bonzia
d4
do
pawn.
this several times.
Unlike the French defense, a similar opening in which black plays e6 on the first move to prepare d5. In the Caro-Kann,
right, then you got
black's light-squared bishop is not blocked by a pawn.
Yeah, because then you got the bishop on f8, who's protecting that pawn from going up.
So black's most popular choice is to play bishop f5, activating the light-squared bishop before preparing to close the center with e6. We're going to introduce some interesting ideas explored by Grandmasters, but when you're starting out...
For Grandmasters, wow. So I get it. So get that bishop out and get it working before you close the door. Then you're going to close the door behind him so he can't come back. You sent him out.
With the Caro-Kann, you may see a move such as bishop d3. This is not a particularly ambitious choice, but it is seen at amateur level from time to time. Since the Caro-Kann often builds a light-squared pawn structure in the center, somewhat restricting the prospects of black's light-squared bishop, black shouldn't mind exchanging the bishops with bishop takes d3, queen takes d3. If black wants to simplify the game, then queen a5 check, intending to offer an exchange of queens with queen a6 is a reasonable path to explore.
Wow, okay.
But another solid choice is to simply play e6. Black's idea is to...
Now, I wonder why you would offer the queen trade. Is it because he's got so much space and you just feel like he's too powerful right now in this setup? I don't know.
To strike against white's center with moves such as c5 and knight c6 when black shouldn't face any serious problems out of the opening.
Right, okay.
Offering an exchange of light-squared bishops is not a challenging option at this moment, so a more popular way to develop is knight f3. Focusing on kingside development while supporting the center. Now that the light-squared bishop has entered the action, black can solidify the center with e6. The e6 pawn supports d5, while revealing the dark-squared bishop, preparing the pawn break c5. A popular choice for white is to continue with bishop e2. This modest-looking move is known as the Short variation, named after Grandmaster Nigel Short. Although this may not look like a particularly ambitious choice, black should not underestimate
he was a world
this variation,
champion. I don't know much
as
about
several
him.
creative attacking grandmasters have played this system as white. One option to consider is knight d7, preparing the thematic pawn break c5. But black may also decide to immediately play c5.
Oh, I see, because if you did both of those, Yeah. So then you'd have the knight on D7, which would be protecting the C5 pawn, and then you'd have the bishop on F8, also protecting the C. So you're doubled up on it. And what's he got on it? One. He's got one pawn. I see. Okay.
Striking in the center, adding pressure against d4, and preparing to activate the knight with knight c6. Move order can be quite important in the Caro-Kann. Grandmaster Arkady Knightish, playing white, decided to castle. Of course, there's nothing wrong with this move, but his opponent, former world champion Vishwanathan
Oh
Anand,
boy.
was able to continue comfortably with knight c6, adding another attacker against the d4 pawn. If white decides to support the center with c3, one solid plan is knight g to e7, preparing to play bishop g4, pinning the knight on f3, followed by knight f5, when white's center is under intense pressure. In the game, Grandmaster Knightish played bishop e3, developing a piece while supporting the center when Grandmaster Anand released the tension with the exchanges c takes d4, knight takes d4. White sets up a small trap, as black should not ignore white's serious lead in development and try to grab a pawn with knight takes e5, as this allows white to exploit black's exposed king and undeveloped kingside with bishop b5 check,
Yep, I saw
encouraging black to move the knight once again with knight d7, which is well met by knight takes f5. Black is unable to capture the knight without giving up the d5 pawn, opening up the game, helping
hold
white's
on, I
superior
gotta see that
development
again.
overwhelm black's development and try to grab a pawn with knight takes e5, as
Oh,
this
man.
allows white to
Don't take
exploit
that
black's
pawn.
exposed king and
Yeah, I
undeveloped
see it.
kingside with bishop b5 check, encouraging black to move the knight once again with knight d7, which is well met by knight takes f5. Black is unable to capture the knight without giving up the d5 pawn, opening up the game, helping white's superior development overwhelm black's passive as well as underdeveloped position.
That's a mess.
Instead of the greedy knight takes e5,
Okay.
Grandmaster Anand exchanged a pair of minor pieces with knight takes d4, bishop takes d4.
Okay.
Black needs to activate the kingside, and the e5 pawn still has a cramping effect by denying black's knight access to the f6 square. This was no problem for Anand as he played knight e7.
Go to h6.
Black's plan is simple. He's going to play knight c6, adding pressure against d4 and e5, followed by bishop e7 and castling kingside. Grandmaster Knightish tried to open the position before black was able to comfortably complete his plan with c4. But black simply resolved the central tension with d takes c4, bishop takes c4, and then continued the plan by playing knight c6,
pair looks dangerous,
threatening white's bishop while adding pressure against the e5 pawn. So white pinned the knight with bishop b5. Black prepared kingside castling while developing the bishop to e7. In the game, white decided to play knight c3, allowing black to castle with a comfortable position. Not only did Grandmaster Anand solve his opening problems, he went on to win the game. If white tried to discourage black from castling with queen a4, adding a second attacker against the pinned knight, black can simply ignore white's idea and castle anyway. The point is that if white plays bishop takes c6, b takes c6, the c6 pawn cannot be captured as this would drop the bishop. And after rook d1, lining up with black's queen, a simple solution is queen c7, connecting the rooks, supporting c6, as well as adding pressure against the e5 pawn.
Man, they just make it look so effortless, you know, and when I'm playing the game, it doesn't seem to flow like this for me.
Pair with a comfortable game. Rather than castling, white may decide to immediately support the center with bishop e3, protecting the d4 pawn while adding additional pressure against the c5 pawn. This is a position debated at Grandmaster level, especially with black's most ambitious response, queen b6, increasing the tension in the center while adding pressure against the newly unprotected b2 pawn. We can see the dynamic potential of the short variation come to life with knight c3. White focuses on rapid development while inviting black to capture the b2 pawn. Accepting the pawn is a risky decision as queen takes b2 is well met by the surprising queen b1. If black captures white's knight with check, white is prepared to play bishop d2, attacking the queen, followed by queen takes b7, attacking the unprotected rook on a8.
Just take it.
If black decides to trade queens with queen takes b1 check, rook takes b1. White enjoys a significant lead in development while the b7 and
Sure does.
c5 pawns are both under serious pressure. Grandmaster Pavel Elyanov, playing black, tried to resolve some of the tension with c4, closing the center but allowing his opponent, former World Championship challenger Sergei Caro-Kann, to regain the pawn with rook takes b7, when White was able to turn this active position into a fine victory. Since queen takes b2 allows White the type of active chances the short variation tries to produce, a more reliable option for black
Okay.
is to play knight c6, continuing
Uh-huh.
to intensify the central struggle. One popular option to explore is kingside castling, but
Oh, I
it's
see why
also
you.
important to understand what happens if White decides to relieve the central tension with d takes c5, bishop takes c5. It looks like White is simply helping black catch up in development, but this is not a charitable act. White has a specific idea in mind after trading bishops with bishop takes c5, queen takes c5. Thanks to exchanging the dark squared bishops, in one Grandmaster encounter, Hikaru Nakamura played knight b5,
Hey,
threatening
Hikaru.
both knight c7 and knight d6 check. So his opponent, Grandmaster Shakhriyar Mamedyarov, played the prophylactic king f8. Black's king is immune from any annoying knight checks, and knight d6 would not be a wise decision, as the e5 pawn would come under serious pressure, and with it, the knight on d6 would become quite unstable. White will favor centralizing the knight with knight b to d4, followed by kingside castling. White enjoys a central space advantage, although this is still double-edged as
See,
it
I
will
don't get
serve as
that.
a
Hold
target
on.
for black.
Let's look at that. That square is covered by the b5 knight, the f3 knight, and the d1 pawn. So the only thing black has on this is the knight on c6 and the queen on c5, right? Uh,
Meanwhile, black will likely continue with knight g to e7, and one idea is to expand on the kingside light squares with h5 and g6, taking space and preparing to move the king to g7. Since the center remains closed, black's king should not face any immediate problems. Slightly strange looking, but ultimately solid positions can be the price of admission for prospective defenders of the Caro.
I'm going to stop right there, and I'm going to see if I can take what I've learned and try it out with a bot. I'm going to do custom game timed, and I'm going to do a 30-minute game. These are the only things I'll play. I'll choose black. Again, I have not had a lot of luck with black. Let's try it. Let's see what I can do here. All right. Oh, that's different. Okay, I think I just carry on. Okay, so he got there. He just did it backwards. Let's see if he plays the advanced. Okay, he doesn't take. Now, I think in this position, if I remember correctly, I'm supposed to take. So I'm going to do that. This is a 1600 adaptive pot. I've noticed sometimes when I play him, I'm going to go ahead and no, I'm going to get this guy out first. But the problem is he can be harassed just about anywhere, can't he? Hmm. So what I want to do is just try to play principles. I don't think I really want to do that because of this, and then he just starts harassing me. I don't have enough knowledge to know how to handle this getting out. I don't want to block in my queen, but I guess the queen could come out here. Hmm. What do I want to do? Um, I don't want to move that queen out and check him because what good is that going to do? It's just helping him develop, right? Or he can just develop his knight. He's pinned, but so what? I got my queen out too early. I want to try to play the principles like I talked to you guys about, but okay, I'm going to go ahead and make the decision to free this bishop. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Shoot, I'm thinking about like a fianchetto setup. I don't know that you're supposed to do this. I obviously didn't see him do this, but I feel like I got to get castled here. That's not a great place for the knight, but that's what I've got. Now the question is, would I want to take that? He'd double up his pawns, and then we would do a queen trade. I'm guessing. Um, I don't feel like I really would want to lose that bishop just yet, so I'll choose not to lose him. Okay, we drove him back. Now that put a little space in my nice little cozy nook back here, but at least I'm castled. All right, so he targets this, and I've got this on it. I still have my knight stuck in the rear with a gear, as we'd say. Now, I can, I think I can just go ahead and develop, and then it's a discovered attack. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Oh, shoot. I didn't even see I was in freaking check. Oh, no. Slow down. God, it's only taken him 30 seconds to move. I always have this feeling like I'm moving way too fast. Like you don't need to move this quickly. Now, for right now, I'm actually just moving these pieces out of some, you know, principle that you're supposed to get your pieces out and developed. Now, I'm going to go ahead and take this because I believe he just left it hanging. He did, in fact, right? Okay, so I'm up 2 points. This, this, this. Let's go ahead and take it. I'm protected 4 times. That's a strong piece. That is one strong piece. No question is this, or force the trade. I'm gonna cook. You know what? I like my rooks when they're connected. But I see this king exposed up here, and I like this little guy getting to do some tricks. I'll do it. I can come around the other way. Now this piece is covering 8 squares. Okay, so he attacks the bishop. I've already. Oh no, he he foiled my plan. I was going to come here and then here to check. So now we're. Oh, look at this, boys! Look at this fancy move! Ha ha! Check and I win the queen. Isn't it? Let's take it. Let's see what happens. I think I just won the queen. Oh, he's. Okay. All right. Oh man, I didn't see that he could move back. Dang it. That looked pretty sweet, didn't it? Okay, I have a couple more checks here. We've got this check. We've got this check. What other checks do we have? No, we have this to just take. I believe. Oh, look, we have this check as well. Oh, no, we don't. Takes. Okay. This check takes. And then it's discovered down here anyway. And then I unlink with these. These two, see how nice they're connected? If you take one of them, the other one takes you. I love that. I wonder how strong this bishop is. I'm going to unleash the Kraken and let. He's got this set up here. I'm good on time. I'm really trying to learn time management. Okay, so just like in the puzzles, um, And I'm reading this new book called Positional Play by Grandmaster Jacob AAgard. I saw Daniel Naroditsky talking about it, and I'm only into the first like 10 pages of it. He talks for looking for weaknesses in your opponent's play. Look for your piece that's most misplaced. And what I see misplaced are the rooks here in the back, or the queen actually um, could be in the could be blocking them from joining up, so that we would have a battery here. So if I'm just thinking principally, I'm going to go check. I can't think about it all day. Okay, so he moves back. All right. Now that would have been sweet, except for this guy, right? I would have had the fork. See it right here? Boom, boom. That would have been absolutely sweet. What can I do about that? You know what? You remember when we learned about this? Decoy? The idea is I come here, he moves out. What? No, 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 no. Okay, duh. That doesn't. No, no, no. It does. It does. Because then with this move, I block him in. If he tries to get out, he's taken. Right? I still have 20 minutes. Huh. Something in me wants to blow this out, but that's just my stupid habits of always liking to take. I'm going to make this move, and then I'm going to try to go for this fork. I'll be darned. He went for it. Okay. Okay. And I'm going to lock. Oh, he would get my rook too. Oh, a bishop and a rook is 8 points just for the queen. Shoot. I'm going to do it. I've never played like this. It seems interesting. Okay, here goes my plan, guys. Let's see if I missed something. I didn't. I didn't miss anything. Is there any mate here? Just take the queen, David. Don't overthink it. Sweet. He does not take the rook. So that would be like a blunder in my mind. Because he really should have taken. Okay, now the best thing, the thing I got to figure out is where I'm up 6 points, man. I'm just going to start trading. Okay, now we have a check. I'm going to take that check. This is where things start to feel a little dicey. Don't forget, I saw that bishop sitting over there. Okay, and I can't. Okay, that's fine. Oh, bishop. Yeah, his bishop. I mean, his bishop is still attacking this rook, so I can't forget this rook. He's very powerful. Let's go. Let's join up my queen and my rook and make a battery. At least we'll have a nice battery here. Now, this to me, on his part, seems like a bad move, but I guess he's trying to protect this bishop and get him out, isn't he? Okay, well, we have this going on, and I see check here. Can I fork anything with a check? I like the forks. I don't see anything right now, and I'm just going to make this move to try to buy some time. I have 19 minutes. It's still a pretty good amount of time, but Um, definitely dwindling down. I think doing something like that puts the pressure on him. I'm attacking this, and then if he whoops, then if he takes, I take, he takes, I take, or no, I guess I would take. I want to get that bishop right because I've come this far. Let's see if I can keep him locked up. Now there is not this because that's a discovered on my queen, so that would be done. So he comes back to defend this piece. Now I'm looking at this check, and it seems like I'm working myself into some kind of mating pattern. Got to watch out for that stinking knight that does, well, I guess he can't if he's in check. All right, let's go check. Uh-huh. Now this is interesting. This is interesting. What's the downfall of this? Heat's coming on. He's going to have to do something like that. The heat is on. Okay, so he comes the other way with it. Hmm. What about taking some free pieces? I'm on the. Don't get stupid, David. What about Alakind's gun? Then we can go after all of this. Let's do that. Okay, so he finally does it. We're still locking him in. He doubles up. No problem. Boom. Check. Okay, we have something fancy here. This is looking pretty fancy. Check. Let's check. I don't, I'm no expert, you guys. Remember that. So I may not be finding the mate as quickly as can be. Nope, that's not a check, Dave. Watch out. This move now. He's not pinned anymore. This is a check. Let's do that. Check. Should drive him back. Okay, and then we've got like a ladder mate working. Now, if I go here, I lose this pawn, but I think it's okay because I can use these two pieces to ladder mate him. I'm gonna check. We're up 9 points. I don't really know that. Check. We're just gonna walk him down now. Okay. Stop. Take a pause here. Get in closer to cover him. That should do it. Look at that, boys. I want to see what level I played at. So, I don't know if all that can look. There's 5 mistakes. Okay, I probably played like 60%. What did I play? 77. Not bad. Not bad. So I got 20 best moves, one great move. Hey, look here. Okay, this is coming up. It says I play like a 1550. Now, this morning when I played the 2000 rated bot and I did not play an adaptive mode, I played just the regular 2000 rated bot. It said that I played a 1950. So basically, I'm 400 points off when I play defense. And you'll see on the adaptive mode, for whatever reason, he played at a 650. I'm uncertain. I'm uncertain why. All right. I mean, this isn't bad. 77. Um, where's my little pencil here? Yeah, 77%. That ain't too shabby. Let's go ahead and start the review. Let's have a look. Okay, book. Get some tunage while we're analyzing. Okay, book. Okay, so it looked like I was supposed to take that, so that's good. That was a mistake. What was I supposed to do? I was supposed to come up 2 squares and let him have it. That's interesting. Why? Okay. I guess they really think like locking in this bishop is a really bad idea. Okay, everything was going along just fine, it says. This allows the opponent to eventually win a pawn. That's for him. Okay, so it's saying he should have moved his queen. I see, okay. So it says, okay, now it's back up. He's up 1.48. He makes the best move. What do I do? The king has lost its castling rights, that's right. Loses a bishop. Yeah, it says you hung a bishop. Okay. That was a fair trade. Question mark. Oops, you gave up a bishop. No, I didn't. Remember, guys, I did that on purpose. Isn't that awesome? Like, I'm finally getting to a spot where I can develop little plans and follow through with them. Like, there's a whole fight going on in the center, but on the side of the board, I had a little fight going on with that bishop, didn't I? I was determined to get in. I don't really target pieces like that. All right, let's go on. Okay, I block him in. It said that c3 for him was a mistake. And yes, it was, because I was just about to hit you with the fork, which I had set up. So I had 2 plans. Nice way to win material using a fork. That's cool. I'm not sure if a real-life human would fall for that, but okay. Oh, look at these. All are best or excellent moves. Ooh, that was a mistake, it said. Oh, it's a miss. It said you should have... Okay, I really did think about getting this knight into the game. I was like, you know, should I start making my way? I really did think so. All right. But you see the score right now, it says negative 7.68. Don't forget, you guys, when you see it saying negative, that means black is winning, right? And when it says positive, it has a positive sign. That means white is winning. So we're winning by almost like 8 points here. All right. Man, and remember the pieces I traded? I was like, oh man, I got to give these all up for a queen. But if you think about it, the queen's worth 9 points. My pieces were worth 8 points. So that was 1 point, either way you slice it. Anyway, I think what I'll do is I'll look at this video and see if I want to post it. Because I really do think for any of you that are not just brand new, you know, you're maybe coming back after years and you're trying to find a defense that you can use. Study with me, you know. I'm just sitting here by myself and I'm looking at puzzles and talking into the ether. I have no idea if anybody's listening to these or not. I like to believe that they are because it keeps me more focused on what I'm doing. But anyway, you know what? I'll go ahead and post it. The Caro-Kann with the chessboard ape. All right. Now listen, guys, here's a thing coming up. I have said that I haven't done any live games in weeks. Might even be, we might be in over a month now, 2. I don't know. What I had decided to do is until I beat chess.com 3 times in a row as white and 3 times in a row as black, I would not play a live game. I think I'm pretty close. So I should be able to start playing live games now after I practice more 30-minute games and just really realizing how much time I really have on the clock instead of rushing pieces, like trying to keep up with my opponent. I think I'll be ready. And right now I'm only sitting on 792. That's from years of just playing while drinking beer, I've mentioned many times. Just sitting here at night, blasting music and drinking beer. And it's hard to get anywhere like that, you know? I mean, it's fun, yeah, but you're just putting your whole rating in the toilet, and you're obviously not taking anything seriously. So, I think I really should be able to move up to 1,000 pretty quick. But my first goal is going to be 800, so that should be one win. One win will get me to 800, and then I'll set my next goal for 900, and we'll just see how long it takes, okay? All right, anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Maybe you learned something out of that. This is for if you don't have a chess.com membership, or maybe you do and you just wanted somebody to, share their ideas with you. If you don't have a chess.com membership, this is what it would look like. And, head on over there and sign up for a free one. I don't even know what they offer in the free membership. I don't think I ever came in at a free membership. I can't really remember. Okay, you guys, it was fun, man, and we'll see you again soon. Okay, take care.